World of Warcraft just keeps hitting new lows.
WoW's telegraphs are so cluttered that even the best guild in the world is using darkening potions during raids so they can fight more effectively.
Good trust
Yeah,
beast.
yeah, that is wild. What the fuck? 42 mil trinket?
As he was
Just think
200
of
yards
beast.
in the area.
It was good.
Was he doing the drony 2 tech?
And I'm gonna do it again too.
Amen.
You can barely see the boss, but that doesn't matter when you have a health pot.
Amen. Fuck
Alright, Smack, you don't have to stand on me anymore, you just get pressions.
Yeah, it does make it way easier to see. Holy shit. That makes it way easier to
Please,
see.
rogues,
Wow.
don't grieve.
Yeah, true.
Wow, that makes it
It's
so
good.
easy. Holy
That's
shit.
it.
So they're playing the game on dark mode. Let's see here.
So we're not gonna even see a comparison between the dark mode and not dark mode because, yeah, it's easy to see on dark mode, but is it really, really that hard to see on normal? Well, judging by Lilith, how they designed that fight in Diablo IV, I guess it does make sense because the person making the color palettes is probably blind, or at least double color blind.
So there's an article written about this, about how bad it is. WoW's telegraphs are so cluttered that even the best guild in the world is using darkening potions during raids so they can fight more effectively. Quote, "It's damn near impossible to tell where the hitboxes start and end." Yep, that's because Blizzard doesn't know either.
True.
It's good trust
Yeah,
beast.
that is wild. What the
That's the
fuck?
same one.
42
Team
mil
Liquid's
trinket?
ray is clear. One pops Inky Black Potion on the fight. Darkens the world around you for 2 hours. Team Liquid is using this to make it easier to see the abilities used during the raid. The fact that the best guild in the world needs to use Inky Black Potion to make abilities easier to see shows how big of a problem fight clarity has been this expansion.
Actually, this is not true. Okay? If this is the best guild ever trying to make records and, you know, get world firsts, they're gonna break their fingers if that gives them some kind of magical advantage. They're gonna break their legs and gouge out their eyes if that gives them some kind of magical advantage. So, you know, using some kind of potion for 5 seconds just to see a mechanic a little bit better so someone gets that one extra ice bolt in, yeah, that seems on point for a world first guild, or, you know, the best guild in the world. They're gonna do even more crazy stuff than that.
And kicking off a big discussion on this game's subreddit, this player reckons it's reached the stage where it's damn near impossible where the hitboxes start and end. So this is what's so funny to me about this. Who's been talking about this for 5 years?
No one?
Finally, people are starting to see the problem. I said this was happening, everybody called me bad, and now you have the best guild in the world that is running into the same problem, and guess what? I was right all along.
Well, the best guild in the world, to be fair, is running into a different kind of problem. It just looks similar.
I am so fucking pissed off that it's taking this long. Team Liquid is obviously a top team. They're going to use everything to get an endgame advantage. Perhaps the wider issue will be that whenever top guilds are doing it, then all the wannabe top players will be picking it up too, expecting everyone to turn up with an Inky Black Potion.
Probably true. But this is what I have learned over the years, okay? After playing Lost Ark, I have come to a very simple conclusion. If your game has a boss, and that boss puts random shit on the ground, that better be the only thing that you need to ever pay attention to, because any boss in any game that just at any time drops some kind of random diarrhea on the ground and you just need to avoid it, that's a horrible design, okay? So if there's anything on the ground and it's not the main mechanic that everyone needs to concentrate on, avoid, or do whatever, it's a badly designed mechanic. That's what Lost Ark has taught me, because that game has great boss design.
It's just so funny to me that this is a problem. It is. Because it's been a problem for the last 5 years, probably the last 10 years. And it's also a problem in Diablo. Fundamentally, Blizzard's philosophy on designing effects in the games is bad. They have a
Yeah, because Blizzard bad.
bad philosophy in Diablo, they have a bad philosophy in Overwatch, and they have a bad philosophy in WoW.
You know what's the funny part about that? He's right. And every single game of them is designed by different people.
And where do all those fruits come from? The Blizzard fucking tree. They have no idea what they're doing. And the reason why is because they don't playtest their own game. That's
He's been watching my videos. I've been telling you how long. No one at Blizzard even plays their own games ever. It's
the reason
true.
why.
It's true.
Because any person that actually plays their own game would know how bad this is.
Yeah.
The only reason these are problems.
Diablo IV introduces a gem bag because they don't know why people even want a gem bag. At the same literal breath as they introduce the gem bag, they introduce a whole nother bunch of items that just clutter your inventory for no reason. You can't introduce a gem bag and then recreate the same problem you had previously unless you don't play your own game. Again, the Blizzard devs didn't even understand in Diablo IV why people wanted a gem bag. They don't play the game, they don't understand what's the point of a gem bag. So they just add it because of pressure. And then they add more items that you need to keep in your inventory so it's more cluttered. Genius. They literally learned nothing. The gem bag was always just a well, it wasn't a metaphor, it was also a thing that needs to be fixed. But the gem bag is just a metaphor for items cluttering your inventory for no reason when there should just be a tab for them if there's a lot of them. That's it. Does Blizzard understand that? No. 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 Of course not. They don't. In any game, in fact.
Is because they're not playtesting them. There's a new retail player. I don't know what to do without all the DBM siren noises. They should quit the game.
I mean, you could... You know what's the worst part, by the way, about World of Warcraft? I have a feeling if I played retail and I've been trading, even in like Mythic or something, I probably wouldn't need the add-on in actuality. Now the add-on would probably... Because the add-on most likely just makes the game brainless. It tells you when to stop breathing, it tells you when to put on your pants, it tells you when to wake up, it tells you when your dad is cheating on your mom. But that's not necessary. You can figure all of that stuff on your own. It's just, I think the add-ons are not necessary to play the game. The add-on just makes the game brainless. And, well, most of World of Warcraft's player base wants to be brainless. So that's the big problem, in my opinion.
The fact that best skill in the world needs using Heatblock Potion, rated expansions for the last, the abilities or Zex and Colors of 4 have become normal.
True, that's true.
I've said this. Like, I don't know why WoW players are so adamant on eating shit. They really need to give swirlies a defined edge. No, they need to change the fundamental design of how effects are shown in the game.
I have seen the swirlies he's talking about. Man, if you can't tell where a swirly's edge ends, I'm sorry to say this, but you may be on the wrong side of the special spectrum, okay?
Because half of the boss...
Let me explain to you something I understood as a kid that you probably don't understand as an adult if you find swirlies a problem, okay? If you have a mechanic that marks something on the ground, and there's not a defined line where it is, chances are the hitbox is slightly bigger than you think. Which means just be slightly more out of it than you would normally be. Okay? That's it. That's all you need to do. I'm not sharing some magical secrets of gaming. I'm just sharing common sense here. And swirlies are not no longer a problem. Well, you don't need to escape a mechanic by this much. You can easily just be safe and escape a mechanic by this much, It's not a problem. It's not even a 0.5 second loss, honestly, probably. Deal with it.
Fights in this game, if the spell effects were a different color, they would either be easier or harder. And that is an insane fucking difficulty. It's just, Final Fantasy XIV does it right, and so does Lost Ark. They do, because they have better fights that are better designed.
Dude, no, every World of Warcraft fight together can't even compare to the easiest fight in Lost Ark. And that would be the not the first dungeon, but the first Guardian, the one that literally has only 3 attacks. That would be too hard for 99.9% of the World of Warcraft player base to do properly.
And that's the reason. This has been an issue since they were introduced. It wasn't a big problem when they did minor damage. Well, it also wasn't a big problem when the game was easier. I will say that one of the few things I like about Final Fantasy is how their AoE markers...
Okay, also, do you see the dilemma here? And the dilemma is super simple. People like Classic because it's easy, right? But Classic is beyond brain dead easy. Classic can't even have an add-on for a boss that tells you when to move, because everything is so easy. And people fail Classic still, okay? World of Warcraft players just by default are kind of retarded. It is what it is, you know? Most of them are just kind of stupid. They are used to everything being super easy, and you having an add-on that pretends that it's your dad coming back from the corner store buying milk and cigarettes. It's just bad.
Are Dayglow orange with very clearly defined borders. Yes, you have to have the clearly defined borders. And also, WoW has that with some mechanics, but not others. That one fight in the Everbloom is the bane of my season. Light green on top of light green. Well, here's a good example, right? And I'm just going to pull it up. Zach Rar. Let's look at this this loser here, okay? And we're going to go ahead and pull up. Where's the part where I did the new raid? Okay, I still got the new raid thing. Okay, look at this garbage.
Oh, wow. No, I mean the color palette is completely just ass. Let's be completely real.
I still got the new raid thing. Okay, look at this.
Look at this. This looks just bad.
It's garbage.
And look at this now. It's just like, okay. Something seems out of place here, I guess.
Watch this. This is an actual fight in the game. I don't have any mods to change my graphics or anything like that. What the f-
No, you can't. Yeah, you can't understand anything. There's some kind of buff coming out that but that shows something on top of everything. You're blinded. You get flash.
Fuck is happening?
Who knows? I mean, if there's something below the boss, yeah, you're never noticing that. That's true.
I don't even see where my character is.
Yep. This is why you need add-ons. Again, you probably don't, though. But imagine... I completely understand why everyone wants an add-on that tells you to move. Because being a brainless donkey is, you know, kind of cool sometimes.
People that are making these fights should be ashamed of themselves.
People designing the World of Warcraft should be ashamed of themselves in general.
It really should. This is outrageous. They're actually green. You might not even be able to see this, but you see the green effect here? Can you see this circle over here?
No.
Very simple question. Can you see this circle?
Not in the
No.
Not in YouTube video though.
No, you can't. And I am not colorblind at all. I don't have any problems, any visual issues whatsoever.
Yo, most colorblind people don't know they're colorblind, to be honest.
And look how this is. And look, and this is how sloppy it is. It overlaps. Look at it. See.
So is this the thing? Is this the circle? Is this what he's talking about?
The environment.
I can see it, honestly. I can also see a red thing here, but I don't. Oh, that's just the hitbox of the thing. The problem for me here is that I don't know what I'm supposed to see because I don't know what anything is in this game, right? I have no idea. Maybe this is a healing spell from a druid or something. Like, how am I supposed to tell, right? Well, you're not. So, but you can distinguish it. And if this is hard for you to distinguish, that's probably a skill issue. Unless it's, you know, here under everything. Also, there are ways to turn down the amount of things that you see on the screen, I think, or something like that. But, you know, it's still bad, don't get me wrong. It still 100% should be better visible. But this is a skill issue.
Environment overlaps the spell effect. You see how it gets hidden by the root?
Actually, does
What?
it? It gets hidden here, but you see it here.
What the fuck is this? And by the way, if you see these little things, you might not have noticed these, but you have to watch out for these because they're going to come down and make green lines that go outward that you have to avoid.
Well, it also says surging growth, to be honest.
Can you
Yeah,
tell?
you can pretty easily tell them. Yeah.
You see, that one hit me. I didn't notice it because I couldn't.
Well, I did. And again, we're watching a YouTube video, and YouTube currently is doing, well, for a while it has been doing some amazing compression shit that if you cannot get 2K quality, you're not gonna see anything. So it's actually more clear and visible when he's in game, because this is a VOD of a VOD.
See it. Look at this.
Yeah, I would call this a skill issue.
Now
honestly.
I have the bomb, and I have to
Okay.
move out.
Yeah,
And there, now you can kind of see them.
oh, look at
I
that.
have no
That's
idea how to do
stupid
this fight.
stuff.
Like I didn't look up any of these at a time, so I have no idea what I'm doing right now. But if you just look at this right here, well, I get that. So you go back in. Like how can you even see this?
I don't know. I can.
Look.
Does anyone else have that many problems seeing this?
Look at that. I'm trying to.
I understand that here you can't see anything. That is for 100% show. But everything else, kind of visible.
need to see this thing, and look at the background. Look.
I can see it, no problem. I can see it, no problem. But anyway, beyond this absolutely being a skill issue, it's still bad design. You have to give it that. That is definitely bad design. Like, all of this should probably look different or be a different color. Their color contrast is, oh, everything needs to be harmonious. So if everything's blue, everything should be blue. Yeah, that's kind of stupid. That's kind of really dumb. That's kind of a real stupid and dumb. But yeah, this is a problem for sure. But I think this is something he intentionally has maxed up in his settings. And there's some kind of setting that can actually, you know, remove the particle effects or whatever. So that's completely optional and possible. But yeah, I mean, it's bad, but this is a skill issue. This is a skill issue at the end of the day. Also, I just want to say, he's getting hit by 15 trillion things, and everyone's getting hit by 15 trillion things, and no one's kind of dying. Yeah, no one seems dead. That's crazy. Yeah.
This is a joke.
It's bad, but
What
it's
is
visible.
what the fuck? Like, this is pathetic. What am I looking at? It's always been like this. Yes, it has. I don't know why players accept it.
Does it even spawn there? Because here you can't see anything. Does it even spawn there? Or does it just hit them and that's it? Oh, here
Look
it
at
is.
this.
Yeah, so it does spawn there. Oh, it's also here.
This is
but-
the way the game
Yeah.
is now, guys. The graphics designers don't play the game. Probably not.
No one
No, I
plays
think
the game.
there's a big problem with this.
That's true.
It's Frankenstein design? No, it's just that the people that design here's what the problem is, okay? I will perfectly sum up what the problem is. Blizzard devs and Blizzard art decide that being able to see what the fuck is going on is not as important as the fight looking cool. So
To be honest, I think it's actually the artists who single-handedly choose that.
instead of having things that are like visually, like it's easy to see them visually, it's better for the immersion of the game that they have the effects that match the floor, because it matches the
That's so
effects of what
stupid.
the boss would do. So they care more about immersion than gameplay.
That's some shitty
So
immersion.
obviously what people do, because they care more about immersion than gameplay, is they download an add-on that plays an air horn every single time they stand in something that they were too immersed in. Because nothing says immersion like listening to an air horn for 4 hours every raid night. It's
I mean, you chose to play World of Warcraft. No one forced you.
embarrassing. And it's been embarrassing. Would an effects toggle button be a solution? No, because there shouldn't be a toggle for it. They should just
Why
make
not?
they should just make the mechanics easy to see. That's it. This isn't some kind of like complex thing that nobody can figure out. Just make the effects easier to see.
Yeah, toggle button works perfectly here, honestly.
And stop making effects that are the same color as the ground. Like Uber Lilith is the same thing.
True.
Look at the colors here.
Yeah, well...
These things, if one of these things touches you, you
Well, you shouldn't be standing here and on, you know, if they're being real.
are
but still.
instantly dead.
There's other shit that can spawn here, and you know it looks like this. Yeah, that's a problem. It's my same complaint as the stupid dungeon, capstone dungeon to get the World Tier 4. Dude, I was playing a Blood Necromancer this season. Man, no one plays, no developer plays Diablo, okay? Every time I have went to the capstone dungeon to get World Tier 4, you know what happens? There's those stupid, what's their face? Cannibals? Raiders? Marauders? Anyway, they have this stupid animation, which actually is 5 seconds long or something like that. It's ridiculous. But you see, the animation starts like this. He's just doing some hoo stuff. And then, in 0.5 seconds, he does a swipe like this. And that swipe is roughly half your screen in a cone, and it one-shots you. It pretty much has one-shotted every single one of my characters I have ever gotten to World Tier 4, because without a lot of defensives, those guys just one-shot you. And that's just how bad Blizzard are. They think that they have choreographed a 5-second animation so everyone can get out of the way of it, but the reality is, no one knows that's the animation. Those guys have, seriously, everyone who plays Diablo 4 and has gotten to World Tier 4 knows what I'm talking about. Those guys have a 5-second animation for that stupid one-shot, by the way, which they can start off the screen. So, nice one, Blizzard. They can start off screen. Blizzard thinks that they have given you 5 seconds of time to get out of the way, but in reality, it's 0.5 seconds, because the only part of that animation that looks like the attack is the part where they do the sting on the ground and then you die. Before that, no one has any idea they're even attacking. But that animation is legitimately like 4 or 5 seconds long. It's just the worst design that has ever existed. Well, actually, no, that's Echoes of Ratma. I was playing Blood Surge, okay? And, dude, Vratma has this thing that he places on the ground, and there's a lot of it. And it doesn't even detonate at the same time. It detonates on proximity. So if you were close to Vratma when he does it, he pretty much instantaneously casts it on you, and you probably die because it one-shots you. It is... You're fighting in an area that looks this color, right? And take this color, but make it even more lighter, and make it just be a circle that has this much of an outline on it, and that's the attack, and it probably one shots you. If you're casting Blood Surge, you have no idea he even casts that stupid mechanic. You just die at one point when it explodes. Yeah, that's Blizzard for you in a nutshell. completely incapable of designing anything properly. It's just insane.
And the colors of these are the same color as the floor.
Yep. Later on,
Look
at
at that.
least.
That's awful. Red on red on red. It is insane. And like Uber Lilith, like, you know what's fucking funny about this?
Nothing.
Is looking at this fight right now, it actually seems like it's not as bad compared to this.
True. Actually, true.
Like, the other one is so bad. Like, WoW is so bad that it makes this one, which is bad, look good. It's amazing. And I can't believe that people that played this game put up with it. This has pissed me off for years. Yeah, what's this here? This shit happens to me on NES games too, though.
Oh, and the capstone dungeon to World Tier 3 is also kind of stupid. Because it has horribly designed places where you need to kill all the enemies in the second portal. And the first boss is the 4 mini bosses, and if you're playing a weaker build that can't one-shot them, they're just gonna stun lock you. If they start attacking, you're probably just gonna get stun locked. If you can't one-shot that fight, you can die just because they're stun locking you. They're not doing a lot of damage, but they are stun locking you, and you can't get out of it. It's crazy. Blizzard is failing on every level of design possible.
Well, I mean, I don't know. Like, I would have hoped that video games should have improved in the last 30 years, right?
Hell no, what do you mean? The world is gonna get worse. Look at America. I googled America college graduation rates. It's 60+%. You know how crazy that is? In the world that matters, aka Europe, the graduation rate for college is 30%. It's even less for doctors and shit. You know why? Because college is supposed to mean something. But now, in America, bro, if you don't overdose on fentanyl, you probably get passed through college just because you survived, okay? And those are going to be your future designers. People who failed every design course that tells you about how you should structure the game design, okay? And those people are going to design your games. People who have no idea what they're doing. And they just got passed because, I don't know, they probably started transitioning or calling themselves they, them. Yeah, it's not going to be good.
I mean, what the fuck, man? But I don't really understand anything from a WoW fight. It's super bloated. It's garbage. That's one of the big reasons why I don't like playing WoW. Is because I just think that the game has so many problems that Blizzard refuses to fix. And this is, I think, one of the biggest ones. And what I love whenever you have, like, WoW, you know, these are the people who, like, being good at their Raider IO score is part of their personality. And it's like, you know, how they, you know, like, this is part of their ego in real life. And they're going and talking about how, oh, well, just get good at the game. Just be good at the game. Well, you've got the best guild in the world doing this. It's just
Well, again, yeah, but the best guild in the world is gonna break their fingers if that gives them an advantage.
insane. I see your point, but it's just one boss, no? No, it's not. It's a lot of fights.
Bosses.
Like,
yeah,
this one is really hard
the
to see what's
second
going
boss.
on. This one, nothing happens, so it's, like, really not that bad. Look at the end of this fight.
So it should be a classic boss. Wow.
What the fuck is going on?
Nothing interesting, honestly. It's just a couple of useless fire spots that shouldn't exist, and the arena's shrinking, but as much as I can tell, nothing's going on.
What is this?
Is that a mechanic?
This is insane. But why is this
Is that a
why?
Oh,
Yeah,
there's
you can
tornadoes?
barely even see this. Like, what the fuck? Mythic's even worse? Yeah, this is on normal mode. So it's only going to get worse on Heroic and Mythic.
Yeah. Dude, there is an option to turn down spell density. I'm pretty sure there is. I'm not making that. Am I making? I think I have seen that you can turn down spell density, like, you know. That's definitely necessary.
Yeah.
But again, everything's pixelated. Because this
Nimue
is how
is the
YouTube
worst.
works
Yeah, Nimue
nowadays.
is definitely the worst. But this one is also really bad too. So we'll go ahead, we'll look at another boss fight. Look at this.
Okay.
What's happening? There are swirlies on the ground.
Yeah.
But
and-
there's 50 other effects on the ground too.
I mean, the swirlies were super well defined. Again, asmongold calls a lot of things too hard because he doesn't want to try. It's just reality. Okay, none of this looks bad. Okay, those swirlies looked fine. These red things, again, I'm not a fan that they exist on the ground in the first place because that's just dumb mechanics. But, you know, everything looks fine. Everything, it's
There's
understandable.
that. You can
Yeah,
barely fucking see these things.
Which things? These things?
These are just
super
awful.
visible.
There's another swirly right there.
Yeah,
It's not that bad.
I can see it.
It's not that bad. Exactly. That's the problem. There it is.
Yeah. I mean, it's not that bad. It doesn't mean it's perfect. Doesn't mean it's good, but when you fail like this, it's just you're not paying attention or it's a skill issue. Honestly, seems kind of easy.
That is the problem. It's actually so sad. And this is why WoW will never get better. Is because bad players in World of Warcraft have conditioned themselves into thinking that their ability to overcome bad game design makes the game good.
I mean, Dark Souls is just a lot of bad game design if you think about it. Because, okay, let me explain why Dark Souls is technically as bad game design as World of Warcraft, right? You go into a boss fight, and it's literally designed that you're supposed to die a couple of times before you understand how the boss fight works. Because every attack is not intuitive in Dark Souls. Every attack a boss makes is usually something that is kind of hard to predict, and it's kind of hard to tell what the boss is going to do. Except the basic formula. Be at range too long, they do some kind of charge or something like that, right? Or be under them, they're going to do something where they clap under themselves and kill you, right? Every attack in Dark Souls is kind of just supposed to be, well, you die, you learn how it looks, and then you dodge it. The reality is you can just, roll around the room a lot and then see every attack that the boss does, and that's how you can do it without dying. But that technically also takes the same amount of time that as just dying, as stupid as that sounds. So yeah.
They have an ego about the fact that they're able to overcome bad game design, and because they're able to overcome that bad game design.
But didn't you also call Lost Ark bad game design when it got too hard for you? You're calling everything bad game design that gets too hard for you at some point.
They now believe that they are good players and the game design is good.
That's true. That is how it works.
That's what the issue is. And what that does is it makes it to where new players are like, wow, this is bad game design. This sucks. I don't want to play this. And then they leave. They don't want to play that.
I don't think most people get to raids in World of Warcraft, to be honest.
Or we just don't care. Well, if you don't care, then why wouldn't you want to make it better? Because if you don't care about the problem and other people care about the problem.
If you don't care about the problem, you're fine with it. Yeah, why would you want it to be made better if you don't see a problem?
And if it didn't matter to you, wouldn't that mean that it would be...
I mean, again, the green fight, I understand this, but at the same time, it doesn't look like this is a problem because no one's dying and everyone is just kind of ignoring the mechanic. This literally looks like Tank and Spank, only there's something that slightly tingles your butthole every couple of seconds so the healers have something to do. And then there's the classic World of Warcraft 350th boss that puts a bomb on you and you just need to do the craziest thing ever, just move back so you don't blow everyone up. this is a bad game design, but it's not bad because you can't see stuff. Again, I can see this stuff. Look at this. It's visible. It's right there. If part of it is, because the reality is it is skill to a certain degree to actually be able to understand what you are looking for. What are the things that you're supposed to dodge? You know? If you know that you need to look for this and you're too bad to see it, well, you know, it's one thing. This is a problem, sure, okay? Everyone standing here is an absolute problem. But the red guy, where's the red guy? Here's the red guy. Okay, for example, this is fine. You know, where are... Oh, the swirlies are here, watch.
What?
And then the swirlies appear. What is hard about this? What can you not notice? Now, admittedly, I will say, yeah, there is a problem if this is actually pure RNG, and you can get stuck and actually die from them because there's no way to dodge. But it doesn't seem like it, probably.
It's happening. There are swirls.
Yeah, everything's very... We're looking at low-quality version of this, but it's still very easy and simple to tell what's going on.
On the ground.
Then
but
there's some kind of mushrooms.
50 other effects
yeah. Look
on
at
the
this.
ground too.
See that red thing? That's probably a bad thing. Or maybe that's not. I don't know. Maybe that's a skill. But yeah, you see this? I see it. Dodge
There's
it.
that. You can barely fucking see these things. These are just awful. There's another swirly right there.
Yeah, what's the problem? You see, stuff like this is definitely a skill issue. Are there badly designed things? Hell yeah, obviously. But is this, for example, badly designed? Again, shit on the ground, but other than that, I think this is fine. I think this is as fine as it gets. It's just a bunch of dodge stuff type of mechanics.
I don't think that applies to everyone. It of course does. It's a form of gatekeeping, yeah. The biggest complaints about TBC and Wrath of the Lich King raids was that a lot of fights tucked you in solely because of RNG. Now it's visual effects, yeah.
Not true. The biggest complaint about especially TBC was the fact that you couldn't get a tank if you needed to do a dungeon for unlocking a raid, a tuning. Yeah, I quit Burning Crusade because our guild's tanks were never online because they didn't want a tank for some reason because everyone's saying how bad TBC tanking is, and I guess that was true. And getting a basic tank to do a dungeon took 3 hours in a non-dead server. Man, that sucked. It really, really did. Especially for the attunement dungeons. Because no one wanted to run them because they were pointless. Man, not a good experience. Anyway, that's it. This was Quizzer Said. Thanks for watching. Subscribe if you haven't already. And have a nice day. Bye-bye.